Oh, welcome back today, guys, to another wonderful video. Today, I thought I would cover a topic that I seen on YouTube, a video from none other than August the Duck. Great channel, love that channel, love his videos. Don't agree with everything he says, all his takes, but this one I think is a very, very valid point. As you can see here on my screen, I have I have Twitter up here, X, if you want to call it, right? And you can see it here, people driving recklessly, right? Like,
He's so funny, bro. Oh my gosh. Let's go.
let's go ahead and silence that. So as you can see, right, they're laughing. They're laughing at the reckless driving. Um, that today is going to be today's topic and what I want to make a video about. This isn't a new trend. This has been around for a while. I would say post COVID, right? This really became a thing. It's not new. Like you see here, right? Actually, there's a better clip of it, which is right here.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, what the fuck? What the? No. Oh, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, just being completely reckless, making putting everyone in danger that's on the road, and they get views. This gets views, so it's not a new thing, right? It's been around for a while. Like I said, I mean, someone's coming up on a motorcycle, so same thing here. There's a couple of videos I want to go ahead and cover about this topic, just because again, I think it's a valid thing to talk about. It puts everyone in danger, right? Puts the drivers in danger, puts all the other people on the road in danger. This is the thing. It'd be one thing if they were out on a track having fun, enjoying their time, right? I get that. Have fun with your life, but don't be putting people in danger. Simple as that. Simple as that. So I want to go ahead and jump into his video first. We'll comment, we'll do our commentary on it, and then there's a second video of showing how dangerous this truly can be. So let's go ahead and jump into this first video and see where it goes from here, okay?
Guys, something keeps happening in the streaming world, something that it seems like streamers are like allergic to not doing. And seriously, I think if something doesn't change soon, whether that's like the platform stepping in or lawmakers stepping in, we are gonna see some real bad shit happen. And when I say that, I mean I think people are probably gonna start dying soon. Some things just go together beautifully, like chocolate and strawberries, performative men and matcha lattes, and streamers driving like complete fucking dumbasses, endangering the lives of everyone around them in the name of content. Seriously though, it feels like every single week we are hearing about a different streamer going out and live streaming themselves committing some sort of crazy traffic crime with absolutely
Yeah, no, for sure, right? There was Jack Doherty. There's some big names, and again, I'm gonna show more of those big names, right? A lot of them are back east in like New York and areas like that. For whatever reason, I mean, look, I get it. No one likes traffic, right? I understand that. Um, but when you're putting people in danger, not only yourself but everyone else on the road, that's a problem. That is a huge problem.
no consequences whatsoever. And it just keeps happening. We've watched streamers run red lights because they were too busy reading chat. We've seen
Oh yeah, there was that one girl. I believe it was a girl. She was on stream, ran a red light, ended up hitting somebody just because she was on her stream. I mean, Jack Doherty too. That's another guy, on his chat, reading his chat while it's raining in a sports car with a bunch of power. It's just stupid.
TikTokers kill people because they were too busy staring at their phone, trying to be on a TikTok live. We've seen losers crash McLarens while they were trying to read chat and then try to turn it into a clip. Like, at some point, somebody's got to put their foot down. Because as long as it's something that gets people talking, it's going to be something that these streamers do. Because if we've learned anything about the streaming world over these last few years, it's that it's an industry that has taken the phrase, "there's no such thing as bad publicity" to heart more so than any other industry on the fucking planet. These guys will literally do anything if it gets them in the headlines for a few hours. And that sort of mindset leads to the kind of shit we're talking about today, which is the streamer Silky cutting up in traffic on his stream the other day with absolutely zero consequences whatsoever. Now, if you've never heard of this guy, he is not a small streamer.
I will say I've never heard of this guy, honestly. If that's what he's doing for his content, don't really care to know the guy, honestly. But 1.1 million followers, and he's doing this, makes you think, right? Why? I mean, you have all of these followers. Obviously, you were entertaining enough to watch before acting stupid. And some people just don't use their brains, you know?
Whatsoever. He has over 1 million followers on Twitch. He's the 248th most popular streaming channel in the world right now, yet that doesn't stop him from driving like an idiot who just got his license for no other reason than, I guess, to try and impress his chat, which I will admit, pretty noble cause. But seriously, at some point, something needs to be done. As you can see from the clip, not going to be playing the audio because he doesn't really say anything anyways, and it's just copyrighted music, but he's cutting and weaving through traffic at what appears to be like double the speed limit, not to mention he's kind of just like
driving to another store for mayo. The condiments mayo? You're going to be doing this retarded shenanigans for mayo?
bad at it. He doesn't seem like a very good driver. And he's doing this while live with his face fully visible on his public Twitch account that everybody knows is his. And still, he faces absolutely zero consequences whatsoever. And it just blows my fucking mind that these guys are able to get away with this. This kind of shit is beyond reckless. And if you drive like this, you should not be allowed to have a license. You should not be allowed to be behind the wheel of a car. And more importantly, really, because obviously in practice, all those things are already true. Like, depending on where he lives, if he got pulled over doing this, he very well could lose his license.
Yeah, lose his license, his car, possible prison time. I mean, depending on how fast he was going, right? Yeah. I mean, some of it's I forget what they call it, but it's not, it won't be a misdemeanor, it'll be a felony, right? And you know what? One thing that you'll notice too, if you ever do any research into this kind of stuff, they'll always say the location's Mexico. They'll always say that. They think it protects them. It's genuinely just stupid.
It's just about the enforcement of it. So really, what's more important to me right now is that streaming platforms start cracking down on this shit. Like, honestly, what is it gonna take? Like, is there gonna have to be a streamer with 2 million followers who T-bones a car and kills a backseat full of kids before Twitch does anything about this? Like, is that what it's gonna take? Because that's kind of what it's starting to seem like. In my opinion, streaming in your car at all should be against the terms of service of any reputable streaming website. Obviously, doing something like this should get you banned for good. There is no reasonable defense for any
I just want to point out one thing. I'm gonna see if I can grab a better frame here.
streaming platform.
It's a little blurred right here, but look, the dude's got stickers on his face. I think that says everything about his IQ level, right? If you're gonna be sitting there with stickers on your face as a full-grown man, driving recklessly, get this dude's license away. Take his license. You don't need it. He doesn't need it.
Allowing shit like this on their websites. This is how people die. Your brain plays a lot of funny tricks on you when you're operating a vehicle, partially just because it has to keep you sane. But car accidents are a leading cause of death across the country, and in a lot of cities where like traffic is real bad and the populations are real dense and very car dependent, it is often the leading cause of death. And people don't really want to think about that when they're driving, so they sort of let the fact that they are driving a 4,000-pound missile around slip their mind. And it's especially bad with fast luxury cars. If you're heavy into the car scene, I'm sure you've seen something like this. I feel like everybody has. Somebody gets their first nice car, especially something like this guy is driving an AMG, which is going to help you out a lot and make you feel like you're a better driver than you are, and it makes them forget about all that shit even quicker. And at least
100%, right? Anyone that's ever driven a quote-unquote luxury vehicle, right? Which, don't get me wrong, I know AMG is definitely a luxury vehicle, but if you've ever driven anything close to it, something a little more sporty than say like a Toyota or Honda, right? You'll know these cars are designed to give you a sense of security. It's essentially a false sense of security, right? I personally, I was 18 one of my first cars was actually it was a BMW, right? Um, those cars will let you feel like you have so much more control than you truly do, and only when you lose absolute control of the vehicle will you ever realize you never had control of it at all.
Leads to idiots doing shit like this. You've got a guy who anybody who's been around real drivers can tell is a shit driver, thinking he's invincible cutting and weaving through traffic, and saying shit like this.
Nah, yo, I ain't lie. One day I'm gonna have to do some crazy shit. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna lie. I should really hop on like an alt account and just go see women. Like the first day I got this call back.
Hey, buddy, alt account, it's too late. You already did it on your mainstream.
I don't know if I was on some drug.
They're saying do it on Patreon.
Oh, I could do it on Patreon?
Alright, so just so we're all on the same page here, this is one of the most popular streamers on Twitch right now who 5 minutes before all this was live streaming himself committing traffic crimes, possibly even traffic felonies, also admitting that he drives recklessly while he's under the influence of drugs, and then floating the idea of making a Patreon, or using his existing Patreon maybe, I don't know, to upload videos of himself committing more traffic crimes. Are we fucking serious?
Someone like this low IQ will definitely make a Patreon or use their Patreon to film themselves doing something illegal. And yeah, I think August has a point here when it comes to these platforms banning more often. They need to ban these people. Law enforcement needs to be on this. More than likely, this has already been turned in. I mean, if it's being covered like this.
Twitch. Like really, is this just what we're doing now? Is this just what the modern streaming world is gravitating towards? Is every platform just gonna slowly devolve into doing nothing but housing degeneracy like Kick or Rumble? Like historically, we've always given Twitch a lot of shit, especially for how the site's been run, but that's because it hasn't always been that way. It's kind of the same thing as to why YouTube catches so much flack. It's because these are good platforms. Nobody expects like a higher standard of moderation and like creators being held accountable on Kick. We just know that's not the case, so nobody really cares about it. But when we have Twitch, the face of modern streaming, allowing people to do this, allowing their big streamers to do this, it's like, what the fuck's going on? And again, it just goes back to my question, what is it gonna take? Like if Silky was trying to cut around somebody and they slammed on their brakes and he rear-ended them, would that have been enough? Would that have just been like a 1-week ban, a 2-week ban, a slap on the wrist? What if he injured them? Would it be more serious then? Maybe a month? And like, look, don't get me wrong, I understand that the moderation of a live streaming platform has to be different than pretty much like any other kind of social media platform because it's live. You can't edit it. You can't really like go back and take things out. And that's why we have this sort of culture on Twitch where like if something happens, you typically get a 1 or 2 day ban because a lot of the times these streamers are getting banned for things that aren't like fully their faults, but they're also not like completely innocent either. It's just kind of a different situation. But these sorts of things are not part of that. Going out of your way to film yourself cutting through traffic is a very deliberate thing. I mean, I scrubbed through
it's not just a part of Twitch, right? Like I'm going to show later, there's a bigger culture around it. People will post these they'll have their Instagrams, they'll set up Instagrams, and they'll post this kind of stuff on there, right? And a lot of them crash, and when they crash, it kind of just ruins the whole thing of, hey, I'm untouchable kind of thing, right? Like I'm invincible. I can drive as reckless as I want and nothing happens to me. And a lot of them, what they do is they just kind of go away. There are a few that kind of stay around regardless, but not many. Not many at all. Again, this isn't just a Twitch thing, right? This is kind of a cultural issue overall.
the frames of this live stream, and there are times where he's going over 100 miles an hour. And based off this sign, I was able to figure out he was driving on the 101 in LA right here, which the section he was driving on has a speed limit of 65, and when he took that exit to go right, it turns into 55. And it's also one of the busiest fucking
What an absolute moron. Doesn't matter. I mean, he could post that little thing there in the corner. Oh, I'm in Mexico, but the road signs say different, buddy.
highways in America. I mean, that is multiple criminal charges, and that took me maybe 5 minutes to figure out. Now, I don't really expect the cops to do much in this situation because they never really do anything about stuff like this. You know, unless you hurt somebody or you're doing shit like this every single day, it seems like they never really pursue stuff like this based off video evidence. You know, it also...
I will also say in LA, if he's talking about, you know, law enforcement doing something, LA, if anyone has ever been to LA, law enforcement doesn't do much. Like, they're so preoccupied with everything else. There's so much that goes on in LA. They won't even show up if there's an accident, right? To write down a report. The only time they'll show up for an accident is if there's someone injured or dead. And even in that case, it might be an hour before they even get to you. So the fact that, law enforcement won't do anything about this. They just don't have time for it. They don't have enough resources for it.
Gets a little foggy proving that somebody did something. I don't really think it would be in this scenario, considering you can see this guy's face, you can see his speedometer, you can see where he is. But my point is, while the cops probably won't do anything, Twitch absolutely should. If Twitch does not put their foot down at some point, this is going to end up getting somebody killed. And even if it ends up being the streamer who's going out and making the conscious decision to do this, it's still a really bad look. If it ends up being an innocent third party, things get a whole lot fucking worse. And seriously, I just cannot understand.
Yeah, it'll probably take someone, unfortunately, right? Not saying that I want this to happen in any means. I would never want or wish harm on anyone. Not even this retard here, okay? I don't even want this retard hurt. The thing is, yeah, Twitch probably won't do something until one of their streamers, their big platform streamers, actually kill somebody, and then that family decides they're gonna go after Twitch, right? Not saying I know the law or I'm an expert in any means, but I'm sure there's some grounds there for suing Twitch, allowing this to happen. This guy was doing it because of Twitch, right? Because he wanted to impress his fans or whatever it was, right? So there you go. There's that connection right there.
Why that is a risk that Twitch is willing to take. You know, this does not seem like something that would cause controversy. If you watch the chat back while Silky is driving, like half the people watching are saying, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Don't do this. This is a bad look." I just genuinely cannot wrap my head around what is stopping Twitch from being like, "Hey, if you film yourself recklessly driving, we're gonna ban you." There are no...
You know what? I wasn't even reading the chat before August mentioned it. But look, yeah, grown man with stars on his face. Bruh.
Negatives. No sane, reasonable person is going to push back against that. It's going to protect Twitch. It's going to protect their streamers. It's going to protect innocent people just trying to get somewhere. Like, it's a win-win-win. There are no negatives. I don't get it. Really, I guess it shouldn't surprise me all that much, given that
Turned car.
Twitch is the platform of questionable decisions, but I mean, this just seems so cut and dry that it's tripping me up. Somebody is going to end up dead because of this, and I believe that a small portion of the blame is going to end up being owed to Twitch. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Like I said, I really can't wrap my head around what might be stopping Twitch from just like doing a blanket ban on this.
So he just kind of goes on in his own thoughts, and I won't cover that, even though I do agree with him. This whole situation is just a really messed up one. I want to go ahead and jump into this video here. And it kind of covers, there's multiple, as you can see here, right? This is who I was talking about, License. I know he's a popular one of these types of drivers that does this kind of content, right? Someone called Daddy Money. Squeeze Benz, which, you know what, I think Squeeze was one of the original ones to kind of start this whole trend. He might not have been, I might be misinformed about that, but I know he was one of the first ones I ever heard about this. But essentially there's several of these guys just driving absolutely retarded. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. I just kind of want to show, again, it's not just a Twitch thing, right? That guy more than likely has seen these other people doing this and said, "Oh, this is cool. Let's go do this," you know? So let's go ahead and jump into this and just take a look at how dangerous this truly can get. Right there. That's all it takes. That's
We're
all
diving
it
into
takes.
every time a swimmer has crashed, and trust me, it's happened more than you think. If you don't know what swimming is, it's a driving trend where people thread the needle through traffic at insane speeds, dodging cars like it's a video game. But the truth is, no matter how skilled you are, the risk always catches up. Before we jump in, make sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Remember, at 100K, I'm buying a JDM3 and bringing you even more wild content.
As license.
First up, license. Heading up in a convoy with an M4, a 330i, and popular influencer Quan riding along. Everything looks smooth until it's not. He ends up crashing into Dooley, another swimmer, and here's the scary part. Dooley is blind in one eye. He never saw it coming, literally. The collision sent him flying off the...
Dude was driving blind in one eye. Why would you think that was a good idea if you have half your vision when this primarily requires good vision, right?
highway.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Now we've got Daddy Money. Yes, that's his actual tag. In his JDM3, rolling with a group of M4s, looking clean, until you realize this is probably the worst possible timing for a crash.
Oh, yes, I've seen this. Right there in front of a cop.
He smacks into another M3 while cutting up, right in front of a police cruiser. Rewind the clip, you'll see it here. That's not bad luck, that's just cursed.
You see a lot of these guys, they just, they're not really paying attention. If you ever hear them talk to, they'll talk about, oh, you have to have good, you know, essentially a connection with these other people that you got to trust them. Where's the trust there? I mean, you guys aren't communicating at all. You're literally just driving reckless. Period. And in front of the cop, man, that's crazy. Lambo crash. I wonder if this is that one clip I've seen before. Yeah. See, that right there, that Lexus, I from what I believe, this was just a random person that caught up with them. That was just, you know, hanging with them. And yeah, lost his car, man. Lost his car. That's more than likely just totaled. I don't think that's going to be fixed. It's probably frame damage and everything. Car's probably not going to get fixed. Oh man, you know, the unfortunate thing is, like, these people that are doing this, from what I understand, possibly rentals or stolen vehicles, something like that. They're not even their own vehicles. I mean, most of these guys probably can't afford most of these cars. So it's like, when you see somebody driving probably their daily driver, their only vehicle that they ever have, that they'll have, you know, and it gets totaled like that. Oh man, I've been without a vehicle, and let me tell you, man, things got hard. Things got really, really hard. They probably have found out already.
This clip puts Squeeze Benz on the map. He was riding with Neon and managed to crash his $300,000 Lamborghini Urus.
Jump me up. All right, thank you, bro. Thank you. Bye. All right, thank you, bro.
Too many drivers. Too little
Yeah, man. What a character.
space, and boom. His friend rear ends the Lambo. In a split second, a night of fun becomes thousands in damage. That moment went viral for a reason.
Yeah, I do. I remember that clip. That's probably one of the first clips I've ever seen of something like this.
Here we have an open road with a Porsche flying solo. You'd think this one's safe, right? Let's see.
Yep. So those rear, like the rear wheel drive vehicles, man, they're easy to lose control. Easy. And especially the Porsches, man, all the weight is in the back essentially. And so it's just, yeah.
Nope, somehow he loses traction and nearly eats the guardrail.
Yeah, oil on the road, rocks, dirt. I mean, anything, you can lose traction going, especially at these speeds. You could easily lose traction.
Nobody got hurt, but I guarantee he turned the music down for the whole car ride home.
But that's if it drove home.
Now we have two M4s cruising late at night, cutting up clean, and out of nowhere, an Infiniti tries to join in and flex.
Lives more likely ruined. You know, accidents, this is the thing a lot of people don't understand. Well, especially these people don't understand. When it comes to getting in accidents with people on the road, right? People more than likely that's their only vehicle. Cars are expensive these days. You know, they're not cheap to fix. They're not cheap to maintain. So a lot of people, their only means of getting to work is that one vehicle, and if it's gone, it's gone. You know, you could lose your job, you could lose your livelihood, it could ruin your life. It's not a joke. These people are treating driving like a joke, but it's not.
Not only does he spin out, he takes out a completely unrelated car just driving home from work. This isn't the Fast and Furious, man. Here we have three cars swimming through dense traffic. Now watch the red BMW in the back.
So 2 for 1 right there, man.
He misjudges the gap and tries to force his way in between two cars and takes out both. This is exactly why timing and space matter, or just don't do it at all. And if you saw the full video, there's actually
No, don't do it at all. I'm guessing this dude's in favor of it, man.
police car following him. This M4 is being chased and he's pushing it. And just as the heat gets close, he spins out right in
140
front of
miles an
police up
hour.
ahead. You already know those handcuffs came out quick.
Jeez.
Now we have an M2 and an Audi driving in packed traffic, and they fully sent it. And in a flash, one rear ends the other and takes out two pylons. It's like bumper cars at this point. Thankfully, no bystanders were hit. Next, we have a Porsche and a C63 cutting up like pros. Then out of nowhere, a Toyota Camry joins the chaos. Bro, I respect the confidence, but your Camry is not keeping up with those German
Respects the confidence. So this guy, and I didn't watch this video. I just kind of went through it. So this guy is 100% for what's happening here. I'm going to recommend that no one try this, regardless of what vehicle you own. It's not worth it. It's not worth your life. It's not worth losing your car. Definitely not your livelihood. So just don't do this.
sports cars. Just don't. Last up, we've got 540 Snow, known for pushing its 5 Series like it's an Audi TT. Watch how this plays out.
Jeez.
And yup, he ends up clipping 2 innocent drivers. That's the worst part. It's never just the swimmers that pay the price. Here we have License driving in an M5 in Houston with an M4 and an M2. The guy in the M4 is known to drift his car on public roads as seen here.
They said crazy.
But you could be a skilled driver and never be ready for what's about to happen. Take a look at this.
Yeah.
Niggas sweating back here.
Look at his head, he got the arm, but he's on the door just like me. And this is his car, he's fucking shaking in his boots right now.
Oh my god, it was big.
Luckily, the driver of the M4 managed to catch his car and control it, losing track.
And that's all it takes, right? Someone just not really paying attention and just coming right over, and you're done. You're done. They might be done. You're gonna be done. And you can see the speed right here, 120 miles an hour. Where this is probably 75 or 70 at most, right? It'll be 65 even. It's insane. 120 miles an hour.
Action in a rear-wheel drive car at high speeds is scary, and I'm glad nobody got hurt. License was driving in an X6M through heavy traffic and tried to force himself into the furthest lane and almost lost control. Let's see what happens.
Jeez, man. And he's gonna continue.
Luckily,
Like
license
these people just don't learn. They'll crash. They'll get near misses. They don't care. They'll just keep going.
caught the wheel and saved himself and other drivers from a 4-hour New York roadblock. Here's a near miss that almost ended tragically. A swimmer was trying to evade police and this almost happened.
Oh,
Pedestrian.
no. No, 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 no!
Oh my god.
This is exactly why you
man.
don't do this shit, bro.
Yeah, literally. In the
Oh
bike
my
lane.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
And he's back in it.
Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but this is an instance of why this type of driving is very unsafe and unpredictable. It is not worth it, guys.
My god, man.
Here we have license in an M5 driving with an M4, again in tight traffic driving reckless. And he ends up doing this.
First of all, this camera angle is diabolical. What am I? Why? Why am I just looking at this the roof?
He rear-ended his friend, but luckily it wasn't someone innocent. And that's why I just don't get the obsession with this trend. Every crash in this video could have ended worse, and eventually someone always does. Please don't try this in real life. If you want the adrenaline rush, there's games like No Hezi, BeamNG, or even Assetto Corsa that
Yeah, No Hezi is it's an interesting game. I've personally never played. I mean, it looks fun, but yeah, doing this in real life it's no joke. There's no respawn. There's no redo. If you're dead, you're dead. You're gone. There ain't no second chances. You know. So I would never recommend anyone to do this. Please don't do it. Try to be safe out there, guys. Yeah. So this video overall is it's a bad trend. It's something that can get people seriously hurt. And back to the original videos, I guess what you were saying as far as like people post this on social media, all these platforms need to crack down on just reckless things like this, right? Obviously, I'm not for censoring, but when it comes to putting people in danger, that shouldn't be something they want to platform, right? I definitely recommend that these platforms take a look at a lot of this content that's being put on their platforms and get them off. Take these people off, right? But anyways, if you did make it this far, I appreciate every one of y'all. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked it, please drop a like, drop a subscribe if you will. And thank you so much again. Have a great rest of your beautiful day and bye-bye.